at the end of the session, I'm going to open the line, see if anyone has any questions. So very exciting. We're going to have a tech talk today on transforming supply chain collaboration with OPUS's no-code approach. So Mal Silva is kindly delivering the tech talk, and I'm just going to go through a little introduction here. So Mal is the Senior Director of Platform Products Research and Development, and throughout their 9 years at TraceLink and throughout their career, they have been specializing in technical communications and user experience. So in this tech talk, Mal is going to be discussing how TraceLink is enhancing product design functionality with our next generation user experience and transitioning product development to a more accessible and scalable approach. So exciting times. For our antitrust guidelines, just a reminder that our classes are public, and therefore we just ask you not to engage in discussions regarding pricing, deal making, selling, promoting, or any other activities which could be seen as anti-competitive. If anyone believes the discussions are approaching these boundaries, just say so, and the discussion thread will be halted until TraceLink Legal Counsel is consulted before proceeding. And our class guidelines, again, because our classes are public and we do have a limited time frame, we just ask you not to engage in any discussions around any company-specific examples. On that note, though, if you do have any questions around your particular use cases, please feel free to, let us know, and we might need to take those offline and just look into those further. So I'm going to hand over to Mal now. Thank you, Mal.
Of course. Thanks for the introduction, Laura. As Laura had mentioned, this is a really exciting time for TraceLink. And so today, what I'm hoping everybody can take away is the vision of where we're headed and the benefits to your products and to the future of connecting and continuing to connect on the network to get your jobs done efficiently and for better business outcomes. So first, we're going to talk about the future of TraceLink solutions. And our mission has never really changed here at TraceLink. But what we're doing is we're trying to be smarter with the technology and picking technological opportunities and frameworks that are going to help us scale over time. And what that's going to do is it's going to help us enable different solutions, both today and solutions of the future that are going to help continue that collaboration end to end through the life sciences supply chain, including healthcare. And so our journey to this is going to unfold with two key products to start, and with a framework called the OPUS Solution Development Framework. And we're going to talk today about what that really is. And so the framework is going to materialize in somewhat two phases. So first, we have the release of our first generation solution, OPUS Ensemble, which is going to revolutionize the global user experience patterns that you'll get in any TraceLink solution that is going to better enable connectivity and efficiency. And what we've done there is we've been able to gather a lot of feedback on our classic products over the years and make very intentional and ideally productive choices based on that feedback that are going to better enable your user experience as well as a builder experience, which we'll talk about as well. So the second part of this is going to be our product, OPUS Solution Designer. And OPUS Solution Designer is a no-code development solution. And we're going to talk a little bit about the constructs of no-codes and the concepts and the benefits to that approach. And so what you're going to see here in this presentation stage, you're going to get a little bit of a glimpse into the new look and feel and the new global experience that you're going to see. You're also going to understand more about how we're going to leverage OPUS Solution Designer to better the experience, not just for end users using that experience, but for how we develop applications and solutions. And so with a no-code framework, which is really the new piece of what we're doing here at TraceLink, you're going to be able to deliver never before seen supply chain solutions with a world-class user experience, faster, with higher quality, and without a single line of code written. And so this is really innovation at its best, and we're really excited to be on the path forward with this framework. So before we get too far into the specifics of the framework, I kind of want to demystify a few terms and concepts that you often hear through TraceLink. And so we have things called networks, things called solutions, and things called applications. And so a network, like the TraceLink network, provides a space for customers of TraceLink to collaborate with within your company and across with your downstream trades partners or your upstream trade partners. And so in short, if you have any product with a link, and that could include even just one link, like through SOM or through supply chain work management, where you might have many links with many different partners, you're working collaboratively within a network. And that is our point of difference. There is no other company that has the network approach. It's just TraceLink. And so this is not something you see out there really in the industry beyond us. This is what our expertise is in. It's what helped enable the global supply chain. It helped enable DSCSA. And so the network really is our main point of value and the main differentiator that you get. Nothing changes in our future plan and our future vision with this. It's just leveraging that network technologically in a very different way. Our solutions are really what provide the user experience and where you're doing your job. And so what we're known for is a lot of system to system integration. But as we move forward with this no-code approach, we're going to see more and more solutions come out with UIs that are equally as efficient for both current solutions that we have today and future solutions that will solve problems that we don't even know about yet. And so this is going to really open up the opportunity to make our network connective in a way that's going to enable anybody in the end-to-end supply chain. The apps really are the APIs and the business logic under the scene. And I think, for our classic products, we've called them module services apps in the past. But when we're talking about where our Opus platform is today and where we're going to be headed, the app is really the underlying logic. So when you think about what you're working with from a UX perspective, you're really working with the power of the network and interacting with the solution. We have a lot of information on these constructs. I have a link down here that we can send out with the slide deck that has a very comprehensive description of network solutions, apps, different kinds of releases, et cetera. So that we're not going to go into that today, but we will have that in there for you if you want to dive in deeper. So next, we're going to really take a step back and talk about what is no code. So we're talking about changing our future approach that's more scalable and that's going to better enable you and your partners as we go forward. So no code, and why we're going to be leveraging on the Opus platform the no code approach, is that you're able to create software without any traditional programming experience. So it's a way to visually use tools which will rapidly develop solutions by non-technical users. And what the industry calls this is these kinds of users are called citizen developers. Okay. And what really is a citizen developer? So citizen developers are anybody that has a non-technical background, that has domain experience or responsibilities within their organization that need to essentially create a solution for a business problem. And so that could be business analysts, marketing managers, sales representatives, product managers, UX and UI designers, and so many more, right? And so there's a lot of those kinds of positions right here at TraceLink. So not only will our customers be able to, our non-technical users with our existing customers and future customers, be able to leverage a no-code approach to configure existing solutions within TraceLink, but we ourselves at TraceLink will be using it. So our professional services team will also be using our Opus Solution Designer product, as well as our product development team. So where we're really excited is not only are ourselves going to be more efficient, but we're going to be able to enable a lot of folks within different kinds of organizations to really put the hands in the power of creating a solution in a really easy way, which will lead to better results. And we're going to talk about the benefits of that next. So the key concepts here are no code means no programming experience needed. And so it's going to really democratize product development. So the benefits of a no-code platform is that not only who can use it, but because of who can use it, the business outcomes are far better. So when you have a visual tool that can build out and configure your existing and future solutions, you're going to be able to do that faster. And you're going to be able to deploy applications and solutions faster with fewer bugs and less technical debt. So a data-driven no-code system really puts products out faster and at a higher level of quality. So that's one big takeaway. With that, you have a lot of cost-effective benefits that come with that. So when you can democratize the ability to create solutions, it reduces the need to hire for specialized personnel, and can accelerate desired business outcomes. So instead of hiring, very specific, certain engineering or IT resources with extremely technical skill sets, you're able to put the hands of that configuration, that customization, if you will, into many different types of people's hands. And so again, that democratization of configuring these solutions can really lead to faster outcomes and can drive your costs down. And business agility. So as new problems arise, it allows our business users and our citizen developers, if you will, to address business needs as they come quickly without having to rely, again, on those more technical departments and workers. And so when you think about, hey, well, how is this really going to benefit us? Not only is it going to enable TraceLink to have better and faster and higher quality products that go into your hands to use, it will also, with customers that license OPUS Solution Designer, be able to put a level of control in your own hands when it comes to cadence, pace, and being able to pivot and configure based on whatever your business need is. So these are the three main benefits of what democratization of a no-code platform can do. So who do we really mean here that's going to use these no-code products? So when we think about no-code, there's really two high-level user groups that you want to think of. So no-code products are really viewed through two different lenses. So you have consumers of no-code products, which we have today, right? So if you're a user of SOM, if you're a user of supply chain work management, right? Basically any business user that's leveraging our existing products today, in the future vision, you're still consumers and users of those products. And so they will be of higher quality from an experience perspective. They will be more consistent. We'll go through some of those pickups in a little bit, but you are essentially the end users of those products. The other lens to look at, which is a new concept for TraceLink, is the creators of those no-code products. And so those will specifically be the users of our OPUS Solution Designer product. And they're the ones that are going to be creating these no-code solutions faster and better. And that could be folks within TraceLink, and again, folks that that license OPUS Solution Designer that are customers of TraceLink. So as we go through, keep these kind of two high-level user groups in mind, because there will be a consumer view and a creator view as we go through. An example of this is with our upcoming enhanced Mint solution, which you see on the left-hand side there. So from a consumer perspective, you may be, let's say, a supplier, and let's say you're a partner user to one of our TraceLink customers, say it's a manufacturer. So you have a link, you're the partner in that link. You may have received a purchase order from your manufacturer, and you want to acknowledge that purchase order back to that manufacturer, indicating that you can, in fact, fulfill the order that they have sent to you. So on the left here, what you'll see is the Mint solution. And this is the, if you will, the consumer user of the Mint solution, that the business user, the end user, just like we would have today. What is going to be new, and the new concept, is what's happening over here on the right with Solution Designer. So the user that's using this product that was designed, as you can see here, is through a UI. And so you're dragging and dropping elements here to create the page that will be used by the end user. And there's not any code that is needed for this solution designer right here to create this screen. And so they're able to drag and drop, which, as you can imagine, is a lot faster than writing lines and lines of code and testing, to create basically a very high quality end user experience here on the left-hand side. And so this is a really exciting time for us when we think about how consistent the UX is going to be and how much faster we're going to be able to assemble these solutions. And as you can see, we have a new look and feel as well that goes with it, which is also very exciting. If you think about it, not just in terms of, hey, TraceLink is going to be creating this, and you think about, hey, if I needed, or our business needed, to create a new solution, I'm going to be able to do that, or to configure an existing solution to tweak it a little bit to my needs. And I'm going to be able to do that entirely in a visual way, right? So And again, that solution designer could be a product manager, it could be an engineer, it could be a business analyst, it could be a user experience designer. So again, it's a really accessible and easy way to create solutions. And again, this doesn't change the end user model here. It's just a vehicle to how to deliver that solution to the end user. And so where are you going to get a glimpse of this first? So Opus Ensemble, which is really our first truly next generation solution, is where you're going to start seeing not just the new look and feel, but a truly no code approach. And so you'll see here on the right, when we're talking about Opus Ensemble, we're really talking about the shell and the global experience here. And we do have a customer webinar that we can refer to go into the very detailed features that came along with that new global experience. We're very excited about it. Not just the look and feel, but we have a lot of efficiency pickups here, especially for validation use cases. So basically with Ensemble, which again is our first next generation global user experience, it has a very, very singular focus on enhancing the productivity and the digital connectivity. So again, when we're thinking about consumer, we're talking about the consumer experience here of the next generation of product. And this is going to be, again, as we mentioned earlier, the first milestone that you will see will manifest, very physically as the new Opus solution development framework comes to life. So what this is going to do, and again, all of this around here are is the UI that we're talking about, is it's going to deliver centralized and simplified user experiences across all solutions. So everything you see from the top to the tabs to the navigation to the left-hand side, that is going to be consistent and always available no matter what TraceLink solution that you are using or that you are creating. And we have a lot of centralization. In Classic, you had to go to a lot of different places to either set your personal preferences, to get notifications, and to get, different solutions and different access to different processes. And really here, everything is centralized. So all of your user context is at the top here, and your navigation is going to be able to enable you to work within multiple products and within multiple networks at the same time. And so it's more of an internet-like experience that is really going to accelerate your ability to work in multiple contexts and with multiple partners. So that's going to drive the productivity through the simplified experience and organization that will lead to faster information consumption and action on that. And so especially if you're in a multi-enterprise context where you're working with different trade partners, that has a multiplying effect with productivity as you are leveraging those key features. It's also going to strengthen the communication both within your enterprise, with your own colleagues and your partners that you work with within the TraceLink network. And so we have a lot of advanced collaborative features there with notifications, and again, working in multiple contexts with multiple partners. And so that's going to strengthen not just the speed of the communication, but enable a digital communicative UI that is very akin to other experiences that you live with in your everyday, whether that's email or other enterprise software that you use. And so the Opus Ensemble release is really pivotal as it's the first step to the key features that any user will have in any solution at every point in time. So who's going to use Opus Ensemble? Literally everybody. So whether you're a customer, as in you own an application on the TraceLink network or on multiples, that is the experience you are going to get. If you are a partner to our customers on the TraceLink network, you are also going to get those efficiencies if you are using the UI. It will be an identical experience from the user context perspective and the navigation perspective. Our solution and technology development partners also will be leveraging the exact same features in the Opus Ensemble experience, even for their enterprise products as they are creating and configuring solutions and applications. So again, democratization is a really key theme here, and we're very excited for the Opus Ensemble release as we have already received very good feedback from those that have seen it, that this is really a huge leap forward in productivity and frankly delight in the new global experience that everybody will have. So again, we have some key features here. We're going to go at a high level overview. Again, we have the customer webinar that you can have access to go a couple levels deeper into this. But essentially, the number one benefit we get is there's going to be one destination. you're going to go to opus.tracelink.com for any solution. That includes all your classic solutions, including S&M, SNX, existing Opus solutions, including supply chain work management, and our next generation solutions that will be coming out as we progress towards this future vision. And so instead of, for example, having to go to itest.tracelink.com or app.tracelink.com, you'll be able to go to one URL and still be able to switch your environments here. And you'll always have omnipresent, which is really meaning always visible, access to what environment user account you're in and what company account that you are in. And so again, this centralizes everything, and you're going to be able to get to, through the new navigation, any of these products. So you go one place every time, you get everything. What we call sticky user context up top, this is extremely helpful, not just to ensure that you're in the right context for information that you're entering. Sometimes it can happen where, you're putting the wrong data on the wrong environment, or if you're working on behalf of another company, you might not be in the right mindset for which information is going where. So because this top part here is always present, you can always know exactly what environment you're in, exactly what company you're in, and what user account you're in. And from there, you're also going to have all of your supporting resources in one area, including help and support, so that if there's anything that is needed, you are only one click away to either of those resources to get what you need from TraceLink services. You also have access to your notifications, which we have UI notifications for supply chain work management right now. In our classic products, we don't have this. And so this is going to be a huge pickup to be able to centrally locate and read and mark all of your notifications for that account. And as you can see, it doesn't impede your view. So when you open up your notifications here, nothing is overlapping here like it did with our existing Opus experiences. So you're able to get a lot of information that there's nothing impeded. You can see all of it at any point in time. The quick click account switcher, which is right here. Again, you don't have to go to two different URLs anymore to switch those environments, and it's one click away. So in both our existing Opus solutions and in our classic, you have to go to a lot of places multiple times, which creates a lot of clicks to get to where you're going. Truly, if you wanted to switch here from production to validation, it is one click to open the menu and then one click to get into that environment. So we've actually reduced the amount of interactions by 50% to be able to switch those environments for those users and companies that have multiple environments. Again, the centralized UI notifications is going to be huge for creating that digital communication. And then we have a streamlined navigation as well. So if you're familiar with our existing Opus solutions like supply chain work management, there used to be 3 different drop downs at the top. So you had your network drop down, your partner drop down, and your process drop down. And what that did, especially with the process drop down, is you were really limited to only seeing one process at a time. With the new internet-like experience, we were able to better leverage our network and our partner information here and simplify that information, as well as better leverage the left-hand menu here, where you can actually see all of your processes instead of only the one at a time. And so in addition to that, because we have your company name always in the left-hand side, or your company logo if you have the logo, you don't need to see your name repeated in the network dropdown and in your partner dropdown where it's the link. So you used to see your name somewhat repetitively as the owner company in the network navigation. Now you only see the customer defined network name and your partner name, or all partners if you have more than one within that multi-enterprise context. And again, you're able to see a lot more processes here, whether that's forecasting, purchase orders, advanced shipment notices, instead of just say, the one purchase orders. So you're able to get a lot more, and you're going to be able to traverse different tabs in order if you want to work in multiple contexts at once. We also have our app launch right here, which we call the main menu. And so you're going to be able to get to any of your enterprise applications, administration, master data, etc., or you're going to be able to click into your networks here. And so again, what you're seeing is a very internet-like experience, which means the way you're going to interact with it is the way you interact with any other browser that you use in your everyday. So from an interaction and learning standpoint, there's really very little learning curve here on how to interact with the new navigation. It's in a way that you have done it in any other browser. So hopefully that gives you a high-level overview of the very first next generation solution that you're going to get in your consumer experience. As we shift further, and as Opus Solution Designer, which we're going to talk about in a second, begins to be, manifesting in that second phase that we talked about, you're going to see a lot more streamlined information here from a look and feel perspective, with truly next generation, fully no code driven solutions. And so the paradigm hasn't changed. You have your search pages with your tables. You have, certain items, whether those are incidents, shipments, receipts, that you can view and that you can edit, or you can create new items. Again, you can create a shipment, create a receipt, create a purchase order acknowledgement. Those are things that are all done today. We're simply streamlining how those are developed, right? And how those are built. And we're creating a more consistent experience for how those are traversed. So when we get further, and we'll do a follow-up session on this, when we get further into the next solutions that will be created via truly that no-code approach, then we'll dive into a lot of the features that you get from that from an end user perspective, as well as how to build those out. And what you'll also see here is on the search page, as an example, in Opus solutions today, any panel that opens, you actually lose visibility into some of your data on the table. And so one of the big pickups we get here is the layout, which again comes with the Opus Ensemble solution, which is the first solution that is coming out. So you get a lot more visibility into the information that you're trying to consume or that you're trying to create without as much impedance. So this layout is a huge productivity win and a really good visibility win. So we'll dive into this. This is really just a slight glimpse into what your next generation user experience will be with a fully no code solution that is built. And this is our Mint example using purchase orders as the example. So now let's talk about how that's created. Okay, so the key features of Opus Solution Designer, again, are no code product offering. So what Solution Designer, again, is going to do is it's going to empower you with no code capabilities to, enable rapid solution development without any coding required. So again, what you see here in the examples are visuals of how you build out a screen and how you access a solution. So with the no code product, you're going to create company specific solutions. That will be an option if you license Solution Designer, and you're going to be managing the entire lifecycle, including deployments and versioning of those solutions. One of the great things about this no-code approach and with Solution Designer is that you can make updates to your solution, whether it's a configuration or if you're creating new pages, and you do not have to make an update to the app. You can independently release that solution without having to touch any of the logic at the app level. That's a huge flexibility that will, again, not just enable rapid development, but lessen the overhead for you. So again, just another benefit of going with the Opus no code approach with Opus Solution Designer. And again, you're going to be able to do this visually. So it's a really intuitive UI that's going to really effortlessly let you create and configure your business objects, which are purchase orders, incidents, purchase order acknowledgements, shipments, receipts. So you're going to be able to, configure the information and the experience for those key processes. That's going to be in your hands, including workflows and sub workflows that go with those business objects. So for example, if you're creating a purchase order, you may have started to create that, right? So you have a new purchase order and you might have put some of the information in there, but you need to go follow up offline for some more information of what's needed. You can move that purchase order from a to-do state to in progress and then come back to it and know, hey, I haven't completely submitted this purchase order. It's not complete. I need to pick up where I left off, put that information in and go forward. And so you can see a little bit of that workflow here in the builder experience. So again, you're going to have a certain level of configurability and control if you're a solution designer working in the Opus Solution Designer product. You are going to be able to configure your end user experiences at the page level. So those pages we saw on the previous slide where you have search pages, viewing and editing pages, and new creation pages, you're going to be able to have a certain level of configurability on where you put certain sections, what fields you're putting in certain sections, how you want to order them. That's all going to be in your hands. With the meticulous role in policy management that comes with Opus Solution Designer, you're also going to be able to precisely govern the actions the end users of that solution can take, ensuring that the solution is operating within the defined parameters and the governance that you, as the owner of that product, are looking to have. So again, you're getting a lot of key features with the future no-code driven Opus Solution Designer product. So just to kind of recap, right, is Opus Solution Designer's rich configuration capabilities, again, are all done visually, and it can be done by a variety of users. So the goal for us is simplicity, democratization of solution development, and enabling your business outcomes. So instead of taking months or even years to develop and release a product, once our Opus Solution Designer product, our next generation is up and running, it's going to take a fraction of the time. It'll take weeks, maybe even days if it's a smaller solution. So when you think about how much this is going to accelerate your ability for your business to pivot and to put the hands of the configurability of your solution in your hands without needing specialized personnel, this is a massive, massive enabler. So again, the first place you're going to see the next generation experience is that Opus Ensemble solution. The next piece will be the Opus Solution Designer product. And so stay tuned as we have more updates on our Opus Solution Development Framework and on Opus Solution Development, our actual formal product. Again, this is a really innovative and exciting time for TraceLink. It's going to help us make your businesses more successful and help the end-to-end supply chain work more efficiently. So we can take a pause there and see if there's any questions that have arisen here.
Thanks so much, Mal. That was so interesting. Can't wait to see this as it evolves as well. I do actually have a question, but I want to see if anyone on the line has a question before I jump in with mine.
Sure.
No questions.
No questions? Okay, well, I am going to ask a question. Because I'm not very experienced with coding, I just wondered how it works. So how can you create and update new solutions where there is no code involved?
Sure, and I'm going to go back just to a visual too, so we have a little visual to walk through. So basically how it works is our TraceLink platform teams have created Opus Solution Designer so that it's what's called metadata driven. So basically all of the model that is sitting underneath that solution is going to enable even yourself, Laura. We could even say, hey, you're gonna get your hands on Solution Designer and you're gonna create, let's say, a new received purchase order acknowledgement screen. You're gonna be able to go right in here, go into Solution Designer, which is going to be accessed from the main menu here, and you're going to be able to, on this left-hand menu, create new pages here on the left-hand side, create your menu and how you want to bucket certain menu items, and define roles and policies over here. So when you select these menu items here, this screen will refresh. Right now you're looking at the new page creation, and you'll be able to leverage through the toolbar here if you want to create a new section, if you want to add a new field, and do certain property configuration here on the right-hand side. And so even if you think about building, let's say, a website or even your training modules, a lot of the times you're doing that through a no-code solution. And so you're able to visually assemble a layout on a page and kind of turn the knobs, if you will, to refine what that looks like, how it's organized. And so you're going to be able to do that. And this is the view we're looking at here, as simply as just that. And so does that help highlight a little bit?
Yeah. And so can you go back on any changes you made? And
yes, absolutely. Okay. Yep. And what you'll see here is how you manage those solutions. So when you go to Solution Designer, you'll have a landing page where all of either the TraceLink Marketplace solutions are, or again, you can have your own company solutions. And it will show you what your current version is and who the provider of that solution is, because it could be a third party to TraceLink. And what you can do is you can create a new version off these Marketplace solutions. You can basically do a save operation similar to a save as you would in a Word document, and download metaphorically, that solution and start making changes to that better suit your needs. And from there, you can move that solution from in progress, and you can move it to a release state and kind of promote that new version. And again, you'll be able to do that all visually, and you'll be able to manage that all right there in Solution Designer. And you can do that independently without needing to update the app. So through our management portion of the Opus Solution Designer product, you'll be able to get copy, basically in many cases, copy down an existing solution and then make those tweaks and then release that for yourself at the company level. So does
Wow,
that
looks
help?
fantastic. Yes, thank you. It looks
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's
Really
incredible. It's
flexible. Yeah.
incredible. Yeah, you don't need a whole, a whole engineering department necessarily to
No.
go make some tweaks to your product. You can do it within hours, right? So it's a really powerful feature and product that can again enable what we call citizen developers to make those adjustments and do it very easily through this intuitive UI.
Yeah. It's really good for someone like me who's doesn't understand the coding, but this, in the UI it's looks a lot more user friendly, and
Yep. And not one line of code is written in what you're looking.
That's
And
fantastic.
we want to know whether is there any workflow mechanism? Say, for example, if I create the purchase order form and I have created the one form like in the designer solution, and then if I create one purchase order incident, then is there any workflow mechanism once the purchase order is created and it should go to the some manager level, and then it should go to the VP level. After that, it should be approved like that.
Yeah, so what's going to be interesting is with the power of the no code approach, it's going to be able to better connect different parties like you're talking about, and kind of digitally connect those different process workflows that you're talking about. And so depending on how it gets configured, and the roles that those folks will have applied within the different solutions, you'll be able to traverse across the new navigation with those multiple contexts. So for example, you could be, in one of your compliance solutions, and if some kind of exception came up and you needed to log an incident, you could easily traverse over to supply chain work management to create that incident. And so there's kind of endless possibilities, if you will, with those end-to-end process flows. So there's use cases that are going to pop up, and this product is going to be the product that is going to allow you to think through how you want to configure that. So does that help answer your question?
Yeah, partially. But thing is that so how it works, I don't know actually. So when I get the is there any option to access this portal in the iTest at least,
But for the
or
actual
in
open
in
source design?
TL university or somewhere?
Yeah, so we're not quite there yet. This is kind of the setting the table, if you will. But we are going to have more updates. So as the Opus Solution Designer product continues to be developed, we are absolutely going to make sure that we are connecting with our services partners to get that information out and to get to you guys the visibility into working product, so you can see how this manifests and see how it works and see how the interactions work.
Okay.
Which is going to be very exciting. We're all on the edge of our seat. We're all on the edge of our seat. Yeah. But what's great is you'll be able to see how easy it is to manage these solutions.
Okay.
Any other questions? No? Well, thank you so much again, Mal. This has been brilliant. And for those that didn't catch it at the start, I am recording this, so we're going to be posting this up on to TraceLink University. And if you do have any questions in the meantime, just feel free to email us at tracelinkuniversity@tracelink.com. And I'll pass any questions on to you, Mal, if that's okay,
Of course.
that relate to this. But thank you so much again, and thank you for everyone that's joined today.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me, and stay tuned, and hopefully we'll have more exciting news to come.
Yeah, it'll be great to have another tech talk on this.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Great. Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.